Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman.
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman. Today, Superman, alarmed to find Lois Lane gone, speedily sets out to find her, little realizing that the girl reporter is already in the clutches of Freeville's bigoted villains.
Hello there, gang. This is your pal Dan McCullough. Say, you know how much fun it is to look through a photograph album? Well, you know, you've got a sort of photograph album in full view for everybody to see when you wear your collection of Pep comic buttons pinned on your jacket or your dress or cap. Yes, sir, these bright-colored comic buttons in that new series that Kellogg's Pep is putting out are true-to-life pictures of your favorite funny paper friends. And there are 18 new and different buttons in the series. Characters like Pat Patton and Tess Trueheart and Chief Brandon and Vitamin Flintheart and Superman, of course. Boy, is it a load of fun collecting these Pep comic buttons and swapping duplicates with your friends, too. Boy, you wouldn't want to miss out. So hop to it, gang. Ask Mom to get you plenty of Kellogg's Pep. That's right. You don't send in any money, not even a box top. And you can't buy these comic buttons anywhere. All you do is to look for your prize every time you open a new package of Kellogg's Pep. And look for some mighty delicious eating, too, because Pep is loaded with catchy, sunny flavor, a golden toasted flavor that's got come on in every bite. Pep is called the Sunshine Cereal. It's mighty good for you with all that sunshine vitamin D, plus energy vitamin B1. So, gang, get your good eating and exciting prizes from P-E-P, the Sunshine Cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
And now, the Adventures of Superman. Soon after arriving in the farming area of Freeville to cover the story of a strange and ruinous drought, Clark Kent and Lois Lane received anonymous warnings to get out. And when they ignored the threats, an attempt was made on Lois's life. Then Abner Sykes, the elderly local telegrapher, was also attacked. Frightened, Sykes left the vicinity, and while Kent, as Superman, searched for the telegrapher, Lois went with Jerry Barton, a young war veteran, to a secret political rally held in the woods. There they heard the Honorable Edward C. Clayton, known to the natives as Uncle Ed, ex-governor and now a candidate for senator, make a vicious, un-American speech. But before Lois and Jerry could leave, they were discovered by Uncle Ed's henchmen. And as we continue now, they stand in a far corner of a large clearing, guarded by a burly man with a rifle. Across the clearing, Uncle Ed is shaking hands with his departing followers, the local farmers and villagers, and their wives. Listen.
Now, look here, you. I'd advise you to put that rifle down and let us pass, or else...
I'd advise you to stay right where you are, Miss Lane. This gun is loaded, you know.
That goes for you, too, Bart.
Nothing doing.
You'd
You
better
can't
do
make...
what the man says, Miss Lane.
Why should I, Jerry? After
Hold
all,
it.
I'm...
No, hold it. Here comes Uncle Ed in prison.
Oh, good. I want to tell him just what I think of an ex-governor and a man who wants to be senator, making such a rabble-rousing speech and trying to turn one group of Americans against another.
Well, what's this? Seems to me I see the faces of two old friends.
Friends, huh?
Why, Miss Lane. It does me good to see your charming face again.
Oh.
Bart in my hand, sir.
Hold on, Mr. Clayton. Why, these folks can't be your friends. They spy.
Huh? What's that?
Yeah, Hank and me caught them snooping around.
How dare you call us spies?
Why,
What is
of
this?
course you're not spies, Miss Lane. Why, spies are emissaries from the enemy. But we haven't any enemies around here. Why, we're all brothers, fellow Americans, that is.
Listen, you old wind.
Now, look, you don't get it, Uncle Ed. This gal is a reporter from a big paper in
Well, I know
Metropolis.
that, Charlie. I know that. I know she's a reporter from the Daily Planet. Great newspaper which spreads the gospel of liberty, fraternity, and free speech. Isn't that right, Miss Lane?
Well, yes. But how dare you
Yes, sir. I always say that you can't have liberty without free speech.
Yes, but free speech doesn't mean the right to tell lies in order to incite people to violence.
Huh?
It doesn't give you license to turn one group against another the way you just did in your speech, Mr. Clayton.
You bet it
my
doesn't.
dear Miss Lane, I wasn't turning nobody against nobody.
What do you call it when you say the war veterans who've been given homesteads in this county are foreigners?
Well,
you
I-
know that's not true. You know that they're all good Americans, boys who fought and bled for America.
Well, now,
Well, now, lots of them are foreigners. You can tell by the names and where the folks come from.
According to the Bill of Rights, my bigoted friend, every American, regardless of how he spells his name or parts his hair or how he chooses to worship his God, is entitled to equal rights.
And what's more, I fought the war with thousands of the men that you call foreigners. I fought by their side and I saw them die.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody asked them what church they belonged to when they sent them out to fight the Germans and Japs.
You bet they didn't.
And no bullet ever drew a color line either.
You see, that's just what I mean.
What you mean?
You mean?
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I mean. All brothers under the grand old Stars and Stripes. Brother Americans, that is.
brother.
You may quote me on that in your great paper, Miss Lane.
I'll quote you, all right, you hypocritical windbag. I'll quote the un-Americanism, the Nazism that you just
No, you won't do no such thing.
Oh,
On account of you're not going to get
Easy
the
there,
chance
Charlie.
to not...
Easy, like I say. I believe in free speech. I believe in everything it says in the Bill of Rights and in the glorious Constitution.
I'll just bet you do.
Come on, Jerry.
Now,
let's
hold
go.
on there. Look here, Uncle Ed. You ain't going to let these two just walk
Why,
out.
of course I am, Charlie. Why not? They're friends of mine.
But I tell you...
However, Charlie, I want you and Hank to escort them, just so they'll be safe. You know what I mean?
Well,
Don't bother. I know the way. Come on, Miss
Now,
Lane.
just a minute, friend Barton, just a minute. Some
What?
of my other friends around here just might get the wrong idea about you, like Charlie and Hank did. So I'm sending these two boys along with you to make sure nothing will happen. Charlie, take them around by Cider Creek. Meet less folks that way.
But that... yeah, I get it. Hank, come over here.
Wait a minute. We don't need your guard, Mr. Clayton.
Of course we don't.
We'd rather go alone.
Now, don't argue, five friends. This here's my estate, you know, and I personally see to it that nothing happens to anybody in it.
Oh.
So you go along with the boys now. Well, I gotta be getting along myself now, so good luck to you, Miss Lane. You, Mr. Barton.
I don't like this, Miss Lane. He's up to something.
What do you mean, Jerry?
Well, he's being so nice to us. It can't
Okay. Get going, you two. Straight ahead.
Come on, Jerry. I want to get back to Freeville anyway and see Clark Kent.
Clayton mentioned Cider Creek. I know these parts pretty well. I never heard of any Cider Creek.
You didn't?
No. And besides, the way we're heading now, upstream, that's just the opposite way of the way we want to go.
Oh, gee, that's funny.
Wait a minute. Let's stop a minute.
Now, what are you stopping for? Keep 'em moving.
Wait. I want to get something straight. First, I never heard of any Cider Creek. And second, I can tell from the sun that we're heading in the wrong direction.
Yeah, well, me and my rifle says you're heading the right way, see?
Get moving.
But why are we going...
Get on, get.
Come on, Jerry. There's no use arguing.
Well, okay. But something tells me we're in for trouble, Miss Lane. Bad trouble.
Uneasily, Lois Lane and Jerry Barton walk in the direction indicated by Charlie and Hank, who follow silently, holding their rifles at the alert. Meanwhile, finding nobody at Jerry Barton's farm, Superman has arrived at the Legion post, situated at a crossroads in the heart of the Veterans Farm community. Once more in his guise of Clark Kent, he is speaking to the only person there, a red-headed veteran named Don Smith.
See, Don, Miss Lane left Freeville a couple of hours ago with Jerry Barton. I'm rather worried about her, and
Miss Lane's with Jerry, you've got nothing to worry about, Mr. Kent.
Well, I can't be too sure. After all, one attempt was already made on her life.
I hope you don't think we veterans were responsible.
Well, no, but
Don't believe everything you hear around Freeville. Certain people, important people, are trying to discredit us veterans and get us out of the state.
I know, and I intend to find out about that. Right now, though, I'm worried about Miss Lane. Haven't you any idea where Jerry Barton is?
All I can tell you, Mr. Kent, is that Jerry and Phil Dyer, another one of our boys, is on the trail of something important today.
What is this something important, Don?
I don't know, and I couldn't tell you if I did. They ought to be back any time now. Relax.
Guess I'll have to.
Don't worry. Jerry and Phil know their way around. Excuse me.
What's the matter?
Time for the weather report. Bet you we get the same old malarkey.
What's that?
Well, wait a minute.
Weather
Here's Mr.
forecast
Cheerful
for
now.
Freeville and vicinity, heavy rains continuing
Rains?
through the day and into the night. For tomorrow,
I heard enough. Same old stuff, all right.
Wait a minute, Don. That means your dry spell is broken.
Are you kidding? We've been getting reports of rain every day for the past month.
You have?
Sure. This is supposed to be the rainy season out here, you know.
Well, I know.
So every day, the weatherman says that it's raining here. And every day he's talking through his hat.
Well, that's strange.
You're telling me.
Very strange. I wonder...
What?
No, it can't be. But just the same, I'll look into that as soon as I find Lois. Oh, where are your friends and Miss Lane? Why don't they get back?
Easy, Mr. Kent. They'll be back any minute, I'm sure.
I certainly hope so. Frankly, I'm worried, Don. Badly worried.
Fretfully, Clark Kent paces the floor of the little Legion post, waiting for Jerry Barton and Phil Dyer to return with Lois Lane. What is happening to Lois and Jerry Barton? We'll be back in a moment to find out, so stand by.
Say, there's a girl in our neighborhood who's always been mighty fond of Brenda Starr. Follows her adventures regularly in the funny papers, so she was mighty thrilled when she found that Brenda is one of the characters in that new series of comic buttons that Kellogg's Pep is putting out. So thrilled, in fact, that she started to specialize in collecting Brenda Starr buttons, and she already has 5 of them pinned right on her jacket. Of course, most of the fellows and girls in the gang think that it's more fun to collect different buttons, and that's why they want Cindy and Vitamin Flintheart and Superman and all the others. Of course, however you do it, it's doggone exciting fun. As you know, the best part is these comic buttons are so easy to get. You don't send in any money, not even a box stop, and you can't buy them anywhere, but there's one of these exciting prizes in every package of Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal, the crisp, tender whole wheat flakes with that catchy sunshine flavor. Makes mighty good eating for breakfast, so crisp and fresh and toasty that, well, you want to pitch right in and eat hearty. And that's always a good idea on a cold morning. Yes, sir, Kellogg's Pep is mighty good for you. Mom knows that. So remind her to get plenty of P, the Sunshine cereal, Kellogg's Pep.
Closely guarded and followed by 2 armed men, yellow suspender-wearing followers of Uncle Ed Clayton, Lois Lane and Jerry Barton have proceeded to follow an almost impenetrable trail through a dense forest. Now they are ordered to halt.
Wonder what we're stopping here for.
'Cause from here on in, you go alone.
What?
Alone?
Yeah, you don't need no more escort.
But where are we? How do we get out
Just
to the...
follow your nose straight ahead about 50 yards, and you'll have nothing to worry about.
Wait a minute. Does that take us out on the highway?
Yeah, end of the trail, sort of.
And the beginning of a new road.
A new road?
I don't like the sound of this, Jerry.
No, neither do
Get
I.
along with you now. Don't try coming back this way, 'cause we'll be waiting. Go on.
Well, all right. But that highway better be there. Come on, Miss Lane.
Okay. But keep your eyes open, Jerry.
Remember what I said now. Don't try coming back this way. Just keep right on walking.
Yeah, just keep on walking till you fetch up in the quicksand bog.
Yeah. They'll be in that quicksand in a minute. When we hear 'em thrashing and yelling, we'll know they'll never give us nor Uncle Ed no more trouble.
Smiling evilly, the 2 men stand by and watch cold-bloodedly as Lois Lane and Jerry Barton unwittingly walk directly toward a hidden quicksand bog, and what seems like certain death. What will happen as Superman, still unaware of their predicament, waits fretfully for news of them? There's a thrill a minute in tomorrow's exciting episode, gang, so don't miss it. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow. Same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal. Say, what'll you have, gang? Kellogg's Corn Flakes, Rice Krispies, Pep, or one of your other favorite Kellogg's cereals? Well, you can take your pick every morning at breakfast when Mom sets out Kellogg's Variety. Sure, that's the white, green, and red package with 10 individual packages, each one a serving just for you. One day you'll choose a shredded cereal, next day one that's pop, next day a flake cereal made from corn, wheat, or rice. Everyone's a treat because it's a favorite Kellogg's cereal. It's a grand variety to make breakfast a picnic of fun because it's Kellogg's Variety. Remind Mom to get you Kellogg's Variety, and be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.